What's up, sports fans? It's your man D again. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Check it out. Big subject. Kevin Durant down again. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. So, right now, I'm not going to do much smiling because I'm really not pleased with the reaction of the Toronto fans when Kevin Durant went down. Man, let me tell you something. These athletes out here, man, they human, people. They got families, they got kids, they got mouths to feed. You can't count a man's pockets. The more money you make, the more money you spend to live. And when that man go down, it may affect his family. You never know. You never know what anybody's situation is. But then, not only that, that man loves to play basketball. It's not funny. It's not something to cheer about or be happy about when someone gets hurt to that magnitude. Kevin Durant, I take back something I said about Kevin Durant. I called Kevin Durant soft. And I'm going to show Kevin Durant respect. You know, I take that back because what he did, what he showed in that game, that's a lot of courage. That's toughness, you know? I call Kevin Durant soft because he demanded breaks and, I need to rest. And I'm from the old school. These guys play 81 games. No rest, They play with sore ankles and knees. So, yeah, I called him soft. But he showed a certain amount of toughness that made me take that back. Kevin Durant's a tough individual. And much respect to that man. And he didn't deserve to be disrespected by the Toronto fans that way. And shout out to Drake. Shout out to the Toronto players. Serge Ibaka, Kevin Durant's boy, for getting the fans straight. Look, calming that down. So, back to the smiles again. And let's not forget about what we're talking about here. Okay, so the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant came on that court, and you got to admit, that team looked like a totally different team when that man was on the court. The offense flowed freely, and shout out to He Knows His Sports. Kawhi had to pay more attention to Kevin Durant, which means he had to pay less attention to the Splash Brothers, Draymond, and whoever else was on that court. And so Kevin Durant required that main defensive guy. Huge. Now there's a lot of people saying because of the whole events of Kevin Durant coming in, playing that inspired, building a lead, that 11 points was detrimental to the Warriors winning that game. And I would have to agree and at some point disagree. Because there's 11 minutes, but there's still 31 minutes left in that game. So when we look at that, they still have to win that game. And we all know, and today's NBA, with three-point shooting, as avid as it is, 15, 17, 18 points lead dissipate when you have 30-plus minutes left in the game. So with that being said, Kevin Durant was a huge inspiration to win that game. And I won't take it from anybody to say, hey, they wouldn't have won that game if it wasn't for Kevin Durant. I can respect someone saying that. I just say that you still have to play the other 30 minutes of that game. So they still have to hold on. And those guys being banged up as they was, and then Kevin Durant goes down like that, that's where the inspiration comes in. Because had their Conrad not gone down like that, maybe they wouldn't have had as much drive. And that's true. So for the people that say Kevin Durant was responsible for them winning that game, you have to appreciate that outlook. But you have to understand that there's still 30-something minutes left to play, and they still have to hang on. And that type of lead doesn't mean much in this league today. 12 to 15 point lead is nothing in this league today. It's merely 5 turnovers and 5 3-pointers, and we see that all the time with the type of teams that we're seeing being built today. So, with that being said, we need to talk about the Warriors team winning without Kevin Durant. You know, because this is what this mastermind topic is all about. You have a lot of Kevin Durant fans that say they cannot do it without Kevin Durant, but yet they still keep doing things without Kevin Durant. And, you know, you look at the team that the Golden State Warriors, this Golden State Warriors team is compared to the great Chicago Bulls team. And shout out to He Knows His Sports again. He made a good point about, you know, when you have these super teams, like you need that guy. The one we can call that guy. And Kevin Durant and Michael Jordan, they were that guy of the team. And so when you think of that, you look at the 2 years when Michael Jordan's dad, you know, ran into that incident and Michael Jordan pulled away from the game for 2 years. And without that guy, that Chicago Bulls team didn't make it back to the finals. Without that guy, that Chicago Bulls team didn't even make it to the conference finals. Without that guy, that Chicago Bulls team didn't even win a division title without that guy. But when you take a look at this Warriors team, that guy went down early in the playoffs. So they finished off the Rockets without that guy. They swept to get a conference finals title without that guy. And most importantly, they won 2 games in the finals, in the championships, without that guy. You see, that Bulls team didn't even make a division title without that guy. But this Warriors team was resilient enough and tough enough to go all the way to the championship and still win 2 games without that guy. But here's the kicker. They're terribly banged up. Klay Thompson's terribly banged up. DeMarcus Cousins terribly banged up. Andre Iguodala terribly banged up. Steph Curry's banged up. And Kevon Looney is so banged up that he's not even playing. Collarbone, he's out of there. See, these are all key players, but because without Kevon Looney down there in the hole, the Warriors are not getting a lot of these second chance points. They're getting bullied down there in the hole. You know, you got these long guys on the Toronto Raptors. You have Marc Gasol, 7-footer long arms. Siakam, long arms. Kawhi Leonard, gorilla arms. These guys are taking those rebounds, and the Warriors are not getting these offensive rebounds and second chances on those points, and that matters. You know, Boogie Cousins, again, he's injured. He's one of those main guys, but he's injured. You see, he can't get up. He reaches for those rebounds. He's not jumping. And so that matters. You know, if the Warriors can go this far with that much injury, some people feel it's safe to say if they were healthy, they could probably win this thing, even without that guy. So, you guys, it's up to you. Which is it? There's no way they would have won or could have won without Kevin Durant, or had they been healthy, what do you think? Could they have won the whole thing? They did win 2. Banged up, extremely banged up. And they still won 2. That's huge. So for the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.